I just saw a clip from LBC with James O'Brien. That's the fella who's like a rabid pit bull if anybody says anything against the Labour Party and progressivism. But if you don't and you're on his side, he's as sympathetic as ever. That's why when he's in a conversation with a man who seems like he's from the religion of peace about how his third child doesn't get the child benefit, James O'Brien lets some absolute corkers go by.
I mean, I'm 63 now, and I've been in this country for 54 years.
Yeah.
I've been working since the age of 16. I got married late at 56. I've got three lovely kids, 5, 3, and 2.
Crikey.
Okay, the eldest gets her child benefit, and the second gets hers. But that's our lifeline for the children.
Indeed, James. So this guy is 63, which means he started having kids around 60 when he had no financial means to support them and just expects money from the state to support him.
It isn't, I mean, I'm unemployed now.
All right, so you haven't been working since you were 16 then?
And I can't find a job, although I'm a professional, got qualifications. But the thing is, why, this benefit cap should not be discriminatory towards children.
No, it's not discrimination. It's simply we have to put a limit on how much people can charge back to the state, because if we don't, people like you will pop out relentless sprogs and expect the British taxpayer to fit the bill. And while I've got my sleuthing hat on, this guy says he got married at 56, clearly to a woman of childbearing age, given she's had 3 children. What sort of woman around the ages of her late 20s decides to marry a guy in his late 50s who's unemployed? That's if she even was in her late 20s. All of this marriage situation sounds a little bit, how do I put it, arranged-ish to me.
It's discrimination.
So the idea that, and Gary and Anik takes up this point, you're telling the third child that they are worth less than the first two, or that mum and dad shouldn't have had them.
You're not telling the third child anything, James. The child's a baby. It doesn't know what's going on. You're telling the parents to take responsibility.
However, there'll be people listening, and it's a logical position, who would say you knew 2 years ago that your third child would not be eligible for this particular benefit, and you cracked on anyway.
Looks like James has finally grown a spine.
I cracked on anyway. I'm not saying that I should. What I'm trying to say is the system should not discriminate against children. Okay, they need that life, especially if you're in the net of the system of unemployment.
So basically, I'm going to take no responsibility for my life, my children's lives, and expect the state and the British taxpayer to do everything for me. And as much as James smiles and nods along with this guy after, we all know that this was his plan all along. He had kids at 60. How on earth is he going to be working in his late 70s to support 3 children? It's simply not going to happen. Now, with James's beloved Labour Party back in power, we're going to see more and more of this. However, there is one silver lining. It's going to wake more and more people up to what a mess our present system are. Many people are more than willing to help the truly needy. However, guys like this are simply just trying to game the system and refuse to take any personal responsibility for their lives and the decisions they make. These are just my thoughts, however. Do let me know what you think down below, and do consider subscribing to the channel.